first and 10. It's Wilson. Steps away to his left. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. Now it's Wilson. And this one caught by Dez Bryant. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. A first carry for the converted wideout, J.D. McKissick. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with. They have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team was saying, yeah, we called him the disruptor. And that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Bryant with a catch right side. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'd open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Lock in.
A first carry now for Jordan Howard. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. They run play action for Howard. Now Trubisky.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
Trubisky now to throw on 3rd down. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive.
Only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he takes this thing down deep into Chicago territory.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Julius Thomas, his 1st touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. And it's It's no good. He misses the PAT. So file that one away. Could eventually loom large here as the night progresses. Out to kick is Janikowski. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. Escaping. Now Trubisky lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. And hopefully for both sides, not a sign of things to come, Charles. This morning, it was so perfect outside, but we knew this weather was coming, and we see the effects of it here early on.
And I wonder if how perfect it was this morning has psychologically fooled everyone. You know, it's almost like even though we were told the weather was coming, and you know the teams knew it as well, then maybe they got fooled and thought, it's going to be okay. And now they're probably a little upset that it's out there.
Because warm-ups were dry.
Oh, well, dry, and now you've got to make the change up, and it's the first quarter. Might take them a little time to settle in on their focus and concentration.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, you know you don't want to make a mistake in that area, so you make sure you make a smart throw. Throw it out towards the sidelines. If you overshoot your guy, so be it. It's just the incompletion that we saw there.
He finds his man, Baldwin. And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
14.
On 2nd down, Wilson. This will be caught at about the 5. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. J.D. McKissick, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Out to kick is Janikowski. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone. His offense ready to take over again. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early. Probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. Hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. And he's brought down after a good gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards. From midfield now, here's Trubisky. Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Nazir Jones coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Gotta go. Red, up. 18. Red, up.
On 2nd down, Trubisky. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, when someone other than the quarterback is throwing the football, it's either beautiful or a disaster, and here it was the latter.
Nowhere in between, right? You're exactly right. It takes some fortitude to call that type of a play, but when it doesn't work, oh, boy, you wish you hadn't.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Hey, over here.
And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. They were looking good on second down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. Now Wilson on second down. He's going to air this out for Baldwin. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, not that we had any questions, but it's obvious his arm does not hurt today, does it? He does not mind slinging it around.
He is firing that pigskin around the yard.
Yeah, putting it deep downfield, taking shots. Unsuccessful there, but I like his moxie.
He may try and run for them. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out, fumble. But I think the Bears have recovered. They have.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
On first down, they run with Howard. Well, now he pulls him over and taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. A first trip to the red zone for the Bears. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15.
Hey, gotta go, gotta go.
Now Trubisky on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. Kyle Fuller, the one to make the tackle. Play action. Now Wilson. And Thomas has it. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They go play action here on first down. Flushed out right. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And that one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and on the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for Seattle. 49 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Throwing again here. Wilson. Flush to his right. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. The Seahawks on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Throwing is Wilson. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
On the return, it's Tariq Cohen. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Well, can he put it aside? Let's find out. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
This is Howard on 2nd down. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Gotta go. Hurry.
They'll throw on 1st down with Trubisky. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Desmond Bryant able to swamp him from that defensive tackle spot for a loss of 5. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Hey, gotta go. Move.
Now Trubisky to throw on 2nd. That's complete to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one goes for 24 yards.
We go. You see it?
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
Hurry.
Looking to throw. Trubisky on 1st down. Going up top. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Taylor Gabriel, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bears get a bit closer. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
that.
Super toe.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. It's caught right side, Dixon. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. That's caught inside the 20. It's a big play there for Seattle. 51 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. Out left side here to Bryant. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up first and goal.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. J.D. McKissick with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. And can you believe it? He misses another one, his 3rd so far. Out to kick is Janikowski. This will be taken in at the 1. And now running right through it. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Onto the field now come the Bears. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
On first down, Trubisky. Dumps that off to his running back, Jordan Howard. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be second and about a yard. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Hey, gotta go, gotta go.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break.
Lock in, lock in. Hurry, hurry.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Gotta go, gotta go. Move, move.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. Over the middle, complete. That's Burton. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
18. Sit up. 180. Hey, gotta go, gotta go. Check three. Blue, blue, blue. Red, red, up. Hey, 18, 18, 18. Yep.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. Trying to lay one up deep. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
It's yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. To throw is Wilson. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. And now the Bears going to signal for another timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. On 2nd down, here's Wilson. He's going to let this one go deep. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
Here's Wilson. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he is out of bounds, getting it across the 30-yard line. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. On first down, Wilson. And he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now Wilson to throw on 2nd down. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
The Seahawks on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Now it's Wilson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Danny Trevathan in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. So we've come upon halftime with a visiting. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this is do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the 2nd half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got some space here. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
You got to feel a little bit for the defense there. They've done a terrific job all day long holding this guy in check. But that might have been the run to break things out for him, maybe turn things around. Now he's going to have some confidence, and maybe he'll get to his normal yardage.
Reds up.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
On 2nd down, here's Trubisky. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. If you got to find a good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
Give him 30 yards there.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eddie Goldman getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. They'll run with McKissick. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
That's 2 really good stops in a row. Back-to-back tackles for losses. I mean, let's face it, they are locked into what they're doing offensively. And now they've earned the right to rush the passer on 3rd down, haven't they?
Yeah, and offensively, they're going to have to do something else because the run game, at least on this drive, isn't working. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
That, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Trubisky with the give to Howard. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Now Trubisky to throw. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Now it's Lockett. Pushing his way through. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Come on, let's go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Tempo. Tempo.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Aaron Lynch. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
You see it? Come on, gotta go.
After the interception, here's Trubisky. Escaping the punt. Now Trubisky lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Come on, gotta go.
And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out. They were looking good on 2nd down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8.
Gotta go. Hey, 18. Red, up. Come on, gotta go.
On 2nd down, Trubisky eluding the pressure right. Gonna throw right side here, complete. And he's brought down. Trubisky finding the former Eagle Burton for the Chicago first.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
They go play action here on first down. Looking deep for Gabriel. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on it at 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
18. Hey, gotta go.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Trubisky. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Now Zare Jones in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And a big turnover there. His guys will get the football back. Wilson, the Seahawks take over now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. After the interception, here's Wilson. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he's able to get up here to the 26. A gain of 6 there on first.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Play action. It's Wilson. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Dez Bryant, the intended receiver. Third down here. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Now on third down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete. Now here's Michael Dixon on for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Taken in at the 11. Dances by him. An excellent return that time. 26 yards. And the Bears take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Oh, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Motion. Leopard!
2nd and 10. Daniel again. Now he'll escape to his left. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Lucky 56.
3rd and long. It's Daniel. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Returnable for Thomas. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field.
Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision, to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
They go play action now. Wilson. Oh, the rookie nearly had the pick. Probably should have had it. 3rd down now.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense as that fell harmlessly to the ground. Steps away. Jonathan Bullard in there to drop him for a loss of 10, and it'll be 4th and long.
As I was watching the play unfold, my eyes immediately went to the referee because I wanted to see, was he going to put those 2 hands over his head, that universal signal for a safety? But it's at the 1-yard line. You know you're playing with fire when you get sacked that close to the goal line.
Still going. They can't stop him. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to hit Taylor Gabriel that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Here's Trubisky to throw. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game's slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, 2nd half, no quit in him.
0. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Trubisky to throw on 2nd. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
On 3rd down, this is Howard. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19. Gone. Detroit. Leopard.
Desperation time for Daniel on 4th. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, you won't hear any boos from this home crowd on that call.
No, not at all. And it's been a long day for this crowd waiting for this game. It's been a long evening as well. Finally, they feel they got a call.
On 1st and goal, Howard. He pushes forward from maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Well, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
They'll give it to him up the middle. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost. Here's Trubisky. And it'll be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Let's go. 14.
Play action. Now Wilson on the move to his left. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. Finally taken down at the 32-yard line. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
Got it. Come on, tempo.
Now Wilson on 1st down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll make this a 2nd down. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. On 2nd down, here's his penny.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. They go play action with Wilson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon. He's been terrific so far. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation. They'll try to run for it with Howard. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining.
Gotta go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game.
Leopard! Gun!
They'll try the air now with Daniel. He's going to let it fly. And this is going to be intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game